Okay. All right, Bruce. Well, thanks for the introduction and welcome everyone. We see already there's dozens and dozens of people. This is a call and a presentation tonight that is going to discuss mostly the business side of Immunotec. Many of you already have experienced the benefits of the product, some of you for a few weeks, some of you for a few years. And you'll notice that most of the times when I'm making presentations, I'm not that much into the business, frankly. In fact, the business, in my opinion, becomes very easy to do once you understand the power of the products that Immunotec has. When you understand, for instance, glutathione and all of its benefits, it begins to be very simple and easy for you to talk to people and explain the power of the products. And in many cases, I'll tell persons, look, if you can afford to buy these products, just buy them. Become a customer. If you can't afford them, well, maybe you should become a consultant or a distributor and get a few customers yourself so that you can offset the cost or get the product for free. And that makes sense to a lot of people. And then there's the percentage. I'd say it's about 5 out of 100 people. They decide, you know what? I enjoy this business. I'd like to do this business seriously. And they do. And they make a lot of money with it. So tonight, that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the business side of it and the different levels that you can reach in the business. If you make notes and you have some questions at the end, I'll try to squeeze in a little bit of time. But first of all, we're going to start up a presentation. We're going to have a couple of videos in here too that we can share with you. And by the way, the video presentation and some of these slides in general are also available at Immunotec.com. You can download this. But now I've customized this to go into some really detailed training about how to do the business. So let's look at, first of all, some of the advantages of doing the business.
First of all, thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk to you today. I am Mauricio Valentine, the CEO of Immunotech, and you're probably wondering why Immunotech? Who is Immunotech? We're currently in 10 countries. Growing rapidly. Our goal is to be ranked in the top 50, not to be the biggest, but to be the best. To offer a genuine opportunity to touch as many lives as we can, which so far is over 2 million. Immunocal, our flagship product, is backed by over 40 years of scientific research and has been sold for over 20 years. Every month, we sell over 5 million servings of Immunocal. Immunocal is the most important supplement that you will ever use, as it raises glutathione, your body's master antioxidant, and makes you stronger, smarter, and healthier. Immunocal is a great product. In Immunotech, you have the opportunity of sharing the products that you love. And when you do so, you have an opportunity to earn an extra income. And some have been able to enjoy nice quality of life from generous commissions of our compensation plan. You can sign up as a customer, but the best way to get the products and experience the benefit of Immunocal is to sign up as a consultant. Whether you have big goals or you are here to make an extra income, Immunotech is here to help. When you join Immunotech, you became part of the Immunotech family. There's going to be a great leadership team to help you. Get ready to be celebrated as we travel the world together to recognize your achievements. We believe in the power of people and the power of your potential. Every small victory matters, and we will celebrate you every step of the way. Living better is our DNA, and we are excited for you to join us in this journey of living better. I am Mauricio Valentine, and I am Immunotech. First of all, thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk to you.
All right, so Mauricio, who was a very fine young man. I've gotten to know Mauricio since he became the CEO 3 years ago. I've been to his home in Mexico City. I've been to his home in Houston. And very much as the original owners became friends of mine, he's become a friend of mine. I very much share his vision of expansion. For quite a few years, Immunocal and its products were only available in 2 countries, the United States and Canada. But just in the last half a dozen years, the expansion has been dramatic into these other countries. So it's seamless, which means that if you happen to live in the United States and you know somebody in the Dominican Republic, or you know somebody in Peru or Spain or Colombia, you can sponsor directly into those countries and have a sales organization right inside those countries. And this is going to continue to be the modus operandi of the company. They're going to continue to open 1 or 2 countries every year for the next few years. So their goal is to continue to grow. Now, they're listed right now in the top 50. So they went from outside of the top 100 to inside of the 100, now to inside the top 50 direct sales companies. Now, many of you have followed my calls on Sunday nights. You know about the background of Dr. Gustavo Buenos and Patricia Kongshaven and all the many years of research that's gone into Immunocal. And the science really is spectacular. We're not going to spend as much time on the science tonight because we do so on Sunday nights. But Immunocal has the ability to optimize glutathione. And once you learn how powerful glutathione is, you realize what a gift we have in this product. It maintains a strong immune system, supports the production of antibodies, helps increase muscle strength and enhance performance, and increases energy and physical performance. This is something that everybody wants. And as a consequence, The product has, for many years, gone through rigid testing. There's dozens and dozens of research studies that have been published. Very unusual. It's a natural product that's found in the PDR, the Physician's Desk Reference, and its sister publication, the CPS in Canada. Dr. Jimmy Gutman is our Chief Science Officer, and he continues to put out tremendous information about glutathione. And he's now on his 5th book release about glutathione. So tonight we're going to go into the opportunity side of it. And, you know, I view this very much as a cutting-edge opportunity, even though it's been around for many years. In fact, it's probably been one of the most well-kept secrets. If you were to shoot a cannon outside of your house, you probably won't hit anybody that's ever heard of Immunotec or its products. So in the United States, for example, where most of you are located tonight, the truth is there's only a few good-sized groups in a half a dozen states. There's probably 40 or more states in the United States where a very small distribution is taking place. So imagine having a company that's over 20 years old and has the kind of science that this has, and nobody's heard about it. That's the kind of ground floor opportunity that it has. And the success stories are numerous. We're having an explosion of business now in our Latin countries. And I would say that some of the people that have come in the last 3 or 4 years have grown in such a way that they've gotten to the same levels as some of us that have been 10 or 15 years in the business. So the growth possibilities are spectacular. And I would say that now is even the best time to come in because we have so much information available, incredible tools that are available. We have continuous trainings, tremendous leadership, and this all combines to make the opportunity even better. Now, this in itself is a powerful list of comments. Scientifically validated proprietary products, 40 years of research. It's been more than 20 years sold as a product that no one has ever complained about. There's global growth and expansion, income opportunities, and financial goals ahead. Now, how do you start your Immunotec business? Well, as I've mentioned in previous programs, the person that invites you on these calls basically helps you decide how you want to get started. There's several different packages that you purchase as a one-time purchase. This doesn't have to be done continuously, just a one-time purchase. There's a 1,000-point kit, which is an associate's kit. There's a health booster, a BBB pack, that stands for a business booster. There's a very large kit that allows you to jump in as a silver distributor. The one that I favor the most is the Health Business Builder Bonus 2,000 point pack, which has 3 boxes of Immunocal, 4 boxes of the Platinum. It comes with your special welcome kit and 7 of the Immunocal cups. This is about a $950 retail. And it's running a little bit over $600 now in the United States. So once this investment is made, you are now at the venture level in the company. Now, just to give you a little bit of background on the type of marketing that Immunotec is, we call it intellectual marketing. Basically, it's people one-on-one teaching other people about products and services that can improve their lives. Now, you can sit and watch the internet all you want, but it's never going to be as effective as someone one-on-one explaining the products and explaining the opportunity. That is the best form of marketing there is. And Immunotec rewards people with 3 main ways of doing this. First of all, a direct sale. A person can buy it wholesale and make a retail profit personally selling it. They can set up auto-ship customers these get an additional discount for being an AutoShip customer. And the profits from these sales go into your account every month automatically. And then the third way is one that really could be quite dramatic in bringing financial benefits, and that's building a distribution base. You start out with a handful of people that work with you, and you help them find a handful of people, and so forth and so on. It pays with a multi-level structure. Now, some people have asked, well, isn't this a pyramid scheme? Well, absolutely not. A lot of people have heard this term pyramid scheme. They don't really know what it means. 45 to 50 years ago, the United States government sued a multi-level marketing company called Amway and accused them of being a pyramid scheme. So a lot of people remember the old term pyramid scheme from that lawsuit, but what they forget is that the United States government lost the lawsuit. Amway won the case, and they proved once and for all that this was a bona fide marketing program. Now, this was backed up by the Federal Trade Commission having their attorney mention the following words. Some people confuse pyramid and Ponzi schemes with legitimate multi-level marketing. Multi-level marketing programs are known as MLMs, and unlike pyramid or Ponzi schemes, MLMs have a real product to sell. More importantly, MLMs actually sell their product to members of the general public without requiring these consumers to pay anything extra or to join the MLM system. MLMs may pay commissions to a long string of distributors, but these commissions are paid for real retail sales, not for new recruits. End of quote. So that's the way the business goes. If you make sales, you get paid, and your upline gets paid. No sales, no payment. So that's how it works. Now, generally speaking, the way it works is a person sponsors somebody that they know into the business. They fill out a form or they do it online, and then they get assigned an identification number, and it's attached to the sponsor. So that ID is attached to the sponsor's ID. And when someone sponsors another person, then it's attached to that person and to the original person. So a string of attachments is how the computer sorts out who gets paid at the end of the month. Now take a look at this illustration. You'll see a new person here sponsoring a new person. A lot of times that takes place, and neither one of you know what you're doing. So that's why tonight we're doing a training on this. The truth is that as you go up the line, you'll see different ranks in the company. You'll see silver, gold, diamond, executive diamond, platinum. And sometimes you'll see some people that are not really active. They may purchase the product occasionally, but they're not really doing the business. These ones are certainly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Many times they become a distributor just to get a better price. But they may not support someone who is a business builder. So what you do is you just call the company and you get the upline telephone numbers for your silver, your gold, your diamond, all the way up to platinum. And these ones that are doing the business will then help you. You notice I have a retired up at the top because, yes, there are people that do the business and get it to a certain size that they're happy with, and then they retire. What does that mean? Well, it means they're not as active. They still buy their product every month, and they get their check because it's still required to buy and purchase product so that you're qualified to get a check from your organization. And that's the glue that binds the business together, the fact that you make a modest purchase, usually a couple of boxes of product, and that really enables you to get paid on a few or even a tremendous amount of people. And I call it a user-friendly requirement. It's not like some direct sales companies which require as you go up the ranks that you have to buy more and more product. No, that's not required by Immunotech. It's pretty much the same all the way up. Now we'll just go through the ranks briefly. The silver distributor is someone who is a venture distributor, and he's sponsored at least 3 people in the same calendar month, and they have purchased that one of those kits that have 2,000 points. Now, the venture distributor gets paid 3 levels, but the silver now gets paid 4. What happens when they go gold? Well, these same 3 people that were sponsored originally simply start to get larger themselves, and that pushes you up to the gold level. Now you get paid 5 levels deep. The diamond level requires a 4th leg. So I tell people up front, listen, continue looking for people until you have got 4 independent working legs. And that's what each one of these called. They're called a leg. And you can imagine that you're a tree and you start to grow branches, and then the branches grow leaves, and that's how it grows. So at the diamond level, you're paid 6 generations deep. And of course, requirements go up. I'm going to go more into this in just a few minutes. At the executive diamond level, you get paid 7 generations deep, and at the platinum level, you get paid 8 generations deep. Now, one very important thing about getting started with the business is to think up a business name. It actually makes you think more seriously that you're doing a business. Now, it could be as simple as naming it after yourself. Let's say that your name is Ross. You might name your business Ross Enterprises or Ross Industries. It's really up to you as to what name that you want to use. The name I use is Worldwide Partners in Health. Years ago, I thought to myself, you know, this is going to eventually go around the world. So I thought up the name Worldwide. And then all of us are partners. We all work together. So I threw the name Partners in there. And we're interested in health. So Worldwide Partners in Health. And it's a corporation that's now over 20 years old. Now, what's the benefit of that? Well, you can start a bank account. It can either be a DBA, doing business as, or you could also incorporate. It's up to you. And you can start as a DBA, or later on you can incorporate as your business gets bigger. Now, what's the benefits of it? Well, first of all, the bank account now has a structure. You have a name. Sometimes I encourage people to loan some money to their new business, $500 to $1,000, enough to seed you getting the first shipment of product, buying your first kit, and even a couple of months of auto ship. But then after you're starting to make money, then you have your debit card that's given to you by a bank. It's usually a debit Visa card or MasterCard. And you use that to purchase all the product from the company for yourself. When the company pays you, then you put that money back into that bank account. At the end of the year, you've got 12 bank statements that show your incoming money and your outgoing money. Very easy for an accountant to do your taxes. I also suggest you set aside $1 out of every $5 to cover your taxes at the end of the year. It's also important to print business cards. The business card can have a picture of you or a picture of one of the products. It could have your business name, but it should definitely have your telephone number, your web site address, and your email address. Those are very important for having the mindset of doing a business. And then finally, make sure that you have a dedicated phone system that has 3-way calling. Now, it could be a phone in your house, or it could be a cell phone. These days, your cell phones usually come with the ability to do conference calling or add additional lines. And that's important because you're going to be able to use your upline to help you talk to people. So it's very important that you learn how to do 3-way calling. And now that computers are quite common, have either a computer or a smartphone that has access to internet, because that's how you can do the business and sponsor people. This is probably, though, the most important aspect, and it's a mental thing. MAOA. You're wondering, what in the world does that stand for? Well, it stands for massive all-out action. So I would say the first 4 to 6 months, you should really spend time on this business. And I'll tell you why. Because all the people that you sponsor and that you train in the business will see your energy level and your massive all-out action, and that dribbles down to them. They start doing that, and it continues to go deeper and deeper as your organization matures. So spend extra time getting it started. It's like spending the time packing a good snowball. And then if it's a good hard snowball and you start throwing it down the mountain, it's going to start picking up the speed and growing into a massive snowball. Now, one of the first things that you need to do is create a list of people that you're going to talk with. Now, a lot of people tell me, well, I don't know anybody. And that's a lot of baloney, because the average person has at least 250 people attend their funeral. So don't wait until you're dead to tell people about Immunocal and the business. But there's 2 types of people. There's the A type and the B type. The A type is an easy one to fill up, because it's a list of people that absolutely need Immunocal. A for absolutely. These are people that have health problems. So on that list, you're going to put people that they don't have good health. They need to hear about this product and about the science of glutathione. The B list, yes, you guessed it, business. These are people that, well, you'd love to work along with them. Maybe they have business acumen. Maybe you've, over the years, observed them from afar, and you've thought to yourself, wow, I wish there was something we could do together. Well, put all of those people on this list. Now, you may not even go through all of the list, but it gives you a place to start. Now, quite frankly, the A list is going to be people that you talk to entirely differently than the B list. I mean, if somebody's sick, why would you even bring up a business? They could care less about building a business. They're sick. They want to get well. And I got to be honest, some of my best distributors over the years have come from the A list. Once they got well, they got excited, and they said, you know what, I'd like to do this as a business. I'd like to get this for my parents, my aunts, my uncles, my neighbors, my friends. So that A list could easily turn into the B list, but they're 2 different lists to begin with. Now, who's going to talk to that list? Well, preferably the person who sponsored you or one of your upline silver, gold, diamonds. Now, why? Because you're new and you don't really know how to say it. You don't know how to talk about it yet. So that's an important thing. Now, it's very important to sponsor people that really you like and you want to work with them. If there's somebody that drives you crazy, don't sponsor them, because they'll drive you crazy. But you, in this type of business, you pick the people you want to work with. And the things that you're learning tonight, and by the way, we're going to record this, so you'll be able to get access to it, but you want to teach this to new people within 48 hours. Even before they get their product and their kit, you want them to understand what they should do. Help them produce a list of contacts. Now, this is very important, because many times in the amount of time between someone signs up to do the business and the 3 or 4 or 5 days before they get their product and their kit, sometimes they decide, I don't know if I want to do this as a business. I'll just use the product. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you have already gotten a list from them of a handful of people, you can start to contact these people with them or even for them. And I can tell you, it makes a difference. I've had the opportunity to work with people that did that. They gave me a list of just 2 or 3 people, and I was able to turn those 2 or 3 people into dozens of people within the first month. And that really sparked them. They really decided, well, you know, this is a viable thing for me to do. This is something that I could do. Well, it gives them excitement if they see some people sponsored in the first few days or weeks that they get started. Now, if the person that is on that list is long distance, you may have to talk to them. What I do and what you can do is invite them to get on some of our conference calls. Every Sunday night we have a conference call that specifically does information about glutathione. And it's different subjects. We've already done 16 subjects, right? Yeah, 16 subjects already in 4 months. And we record these. Also on Monday nights, we do a general overview that talks about glutathione in general, not specifically. And then we talk somewhat about the business. So you can either get them on a Sunday night or get them onto a Monday night. And we can do the work for you. You won't have to do much talking. You just call them up and say, hey, grab a pen. I call it the GAP method, G-A-P, GAP. Grab a pen. I want you to write down this phone number or this Zoom number, or you can send them the link through their phone or through the email. But if you get them on, this gives them quite a good opportunity of really clicking the first time they hear about it. Now, if they want to see some information, then you can mail some packets of information to them, long distance. It only costs a couple of dollars to send some brochures or a DVD. Allow them a few days to examine the information, but make sure you keep a track of when you mailed it or when you sent it to them by computer. Now, you can use a 30-day index card to remind you when you have to make these calls, or you can program it in your phone or your computer. To tell you the truth, I'm now using Google to remind me. I just say, remind me to do this, remind me to do that, and it tells me on my phone and on my computer. Now, after they've had a chance to look at the information or the videos, then you answer their questions. You offer to sell the product, and you can sign them up right over the phone as a preferred customer or distributor. And then you just start the process over again. Now, the process gets easier and easier as you go through what we call a warm market. Now, what's a warm market? It's somebody that you know. So let's give you an example. Let's say that your new person puts down 10 or 15 contacts, or even 20 contacts, both the A and the B contacts. Out of these 20 people, 3 or 4 of them decide to use the product. Now, with those 3 or 4 people, you also get 20 people on these contacts. So now, within a few weeks, you've got 80 different contacts, 4 people getting 20 names, A list, B list, and so forth. By the time you go to the 3rd level, you've got hundreds of these possible leads, and they're all warm. They're all people that you know and they know. So that's really the best way to do the business. Now, the correct way of doing the phone calling is, first of all, make sure that you've got the ability to do a 3-way call, either on your landline or your cell phone. But very important to get your upline on the phone first. Now, this is very important because the upline may be not available, which is another good reason to make appointments on these 3-way calls. And let's say you have a new person on the phone and you say, hang on, I'm going to call this person, and you can't find them. Now, that's an embarrassment. So make sure you always have the agreement with your upline to make the calls with you and get them on the line first and then call your prospect, okay? Now, when you get the prospect, it may be prearranged that you've asked them that at this time you're going to make the call. But if not, ask them if it's a good time to talk. This is what we call telephone etiquette. You basically find out, they might be watching a sports program or they might be eating dinner. You want to make sure that it's a good time for them to talk. If it's not a good time, I would say don't even continue. Just ask them, well, when is a good time? I have some important things I want to share with you. And then get an appointment. You can always get your upline later. But if they say, yeah, go ahead, tell them why you're involved. It may be that the product is what got you very excited. It had an impact on your health. It may be the business has been going very well for you, whatever excites you. But you don't want to go into detail. You want to introduce your upline who is on the phone with you. He's been doing this business longer. He knows more about it. I want him to share the information with you. And then what do? You get quiet. Let the upline do all the talking. Now that's sometimes difficult for people. They're kind of pulling at the bit. They want to share some information themselves, but listen and learn from your upline how to do this talking. And much as it might be difficult, be quiet and let them do the talking. Your job is now to follow up. If the information has been sent out, make sure you call them and get them on the phone again to answer questions. If you sign them up as a customer, make at least 3 phone calls during the following month. 1 to make sure they have the product, 2 to make sure they're using the product correctly, mixing it properly, etc. And then the 3rd call is to get a reorder. So follow up. This is sales. And but the nice thing is the products are so spectacular that once a person has used them for 2 or 3 months, they want to use them for life. I can put you on the phone with dozens of people that I showed these products to 20 years ago. They still buy them every single month. They can't imagine not using these products. It's just changed their lives. It keeps them going. So that is a pretty powerful business when you can do 1 sale and have it pay you month after month for years. Now, there are 7 ways that you can earn money with Immunotech. There's the customer retail profit, which is very simply, you buy it wholesale. Let's say you buy it for $75 and you sell it for $95 or $105. Whatever you sell it for, you get the difference. There's the auto ship customer program. This, you set the person up in the computer, they get their product shipped to them every month, and you make a profit that goes into your account. Then there's the customer volume bonus. Now, I'm not going to go too much into that tonight because I just recorded a program on that. It's almost a 30-minute program just on customers. But I am going to put the link for it in the Worldwide Partners WhatsApp, and you'll be able to click on that and see all the benefits of building customers. And then there's the business builder bonus. We're going to go into that a little bit more tonight. There's team commissions. There's the moving up and accelerated bonuses. And then there's the sponsor moving up and accelerated bonuses. And quite frankly, a couple of these are very unique in the industry. But just a word before we go any further. Some people get started with this as a business and they get so excited about it, they forget everything, and they get so focused on it that it can affect their family life. That's not what this is about. This type of business is to actually let you control your time. So I'm suggesting that you always remember to keep balanced. Schedule your work time, not only for yourself but with your upline. You don't want to call your upline at 11 or 12 o'clock at night. They probably won't answer the phone. But because you'll be doing a lot of work with phone, make sure that you shut it off when you're with your family, when you're eating supper together, or whenever it's family time. Make sure that that gets your attention. But when it's time to work, then work. This would require that you set certain times during the week, particularly when you get started. I did this part-time for several years before I did it full-time. In fact, it grew to such an extent that I had to retire my other business. It just didn't make sense to continue doing it. But that's how I did it. I would schedule certain times during the week and did it that way. Now, what are some of the rewards? Well, imagine building a business with Immunotech to the point that you make everything that you need to get by in life. Now, that's going to vary with different individuals. Some people set a ceiling. They'd like to get $5,000 a month. Some people need $8,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. But let's say that you get to that level, let's say $10,000 a month, and it's residual income. That means that if you wanted to take a month off, you still get that $10,000. Now, how many of you have a job where you could stop working for a month and the company that you work for still sends you your check? Not too many people have that. But that allows you to control your time and your life. It gives you financial independence. There's also something to be said about helping people physically. And that's really been the thing that's, I think, most driven me over the years. I've had the opportunity to help a lot of people with their health and saved a lot of lives. That's very, very rewarding. And I've also helped people financially. I've had people that at times started working with me and they were about to lose their house. They were already in foreclosure. We worked hard with them. We trained them, and 6 or 8 months later, banks were chasing them to give them new credit cards. That's how much of a difference that took place. Now, that's not going to happen with everyone, but with some people that work hard, it can happen. There's also rewards that come through the company. There's incentive trips that come every single year. Now, the incentive trip for this year was an all-expense-paid trip to New York. And as it was just announced tonight, that trip is going to be put on hold until next year. Hopefully, we'll be able to travel better. But I've had an opportunity out of the last 22 years to win 19 different incentive trips. What does that mean? It means my wife and I had a completely paid for vacation, which was sometimes in resorts, it was on cruise ships, and they're very nice. If you go on one of the Immunotech incentive trips, you'll never forget it. Rewards are able to financially do things that you've always dreamed about. I surprised my wife with a brand new car. One day I drove her over to a dealership, and they had a big ribbon on the car. I was able to give cars away to some of my distributors. This was a gentleman that was in Hawaii, and he did so much business in the first 3 months, the company gave him a car. They still do that car program in different countries. They're not doing it right now in the United States, but that's just some of the things that have taken place. I call this a reward, being able to go fishing whenever I want, and I don't have to call anyone and ask if I can have time off. I just go. And yes, I like to fish. So, what appeals to you? Setting goals for yourself, deciding the pace you want to work, using your upline support. If you like what you heard, you can stick with this, and you can have some real success. And quite frankly, we have at times taken over almost an entire cruise ship. Here's one of the big groups that we sent on one of the Royal Caribbean's cruise ships. Now, all right. Sorry, folks, that I didn't realize these slides had gotten turned off, but very important. The company built into the program a business builder bonus almost 10 years ago, and it hinges on you sponsoring 1, 2, 3, 4. The more people you sponsor, the bigger the bonus. So on one person, you get a 10% bonus. On 2 persons, you get a 15% bonus. And on 3 persons, you get a 25% bonus on everything they buy that month. And it continues to hold that 25% for the additional people. So what does this mean? Well, if you sponsored someone and they bought a business builder kit, one of those $600 kits, you'd make $52. But if you sponsored 2 people in the same month, instead of making 52 times 2, you actually make 78 times 2, or $156. And if you sponsor 3, wow, you're making $130 times 3, $390. Now that jumps to $520, to 650, and so forth. So it's very important for you to, when you start the month, in fact, it's a good thing to start the month because you get a free month in building toward advancement bonuses. But try to do multiple people each month, particularly in the early months when you're first getting started, because they give you this precipitous momentum, and it'll help you grow. Now, the next thing to discuss is how the ranks work. When you purchase that kit, you're a venture distributor, and you've got 2,000 points. If you sponsor 3 or 4 people who also buy that 2,000 point package, that makes you a silver distributor. And as you go up the ranks, when those people become silvers, they bump you up to gold. When those people become gold, they bump you up to diamond. When those people become diamonds, they bump you up to executive diamond. And when they become executive diamonds, they bump you up to platinum. There's even a senior platinum level, which means you have platinums below you. Now, each of these requires a certain amount of points. But once you hit these levels of points, and all it is volume, it's just people, each of your legs, as it advances in ranks, it's getting more and more people. That's all it is. How long does it take you to get these people? Fluctuates from one person to the next. I've had some people go from the venture level to the diamond level in just 30 days. But some people on the average do it in 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. The point is, it's up to you how fast you go. Some people know a heck of a lot of people, and some people hit it right. They find 2 or 3 or 4 people that really get charged about this business, and each one of them take off. How it's going to work with you depends on these different circumstances. Now, this is going to give you an idea of how the commissions work. When you become a venture, then you make 5% bonus on anything that happens in your first level, your second level, and your third level. All right, so 5% on each level. However, when you become a silver, you pick up a 4th generation, and that 4th generation bonuses you to a 10% on level 2. So you went from 5 or 15% to really 25% of your organization gets paid up to you. Now, once you become a gold distributor, it changes the finances again. You're getting paid deeper and you're getting paid more. So now you get paid 7% on level 3, 4, and 5. When you hit the diamond level now allows you to get paid 7% on a 6th generation. Now, what do I mean by generation? Well, it means that if there's no other diamonds below you, you'll continue to get paid that 6th generation indefinitely. So you might have 10 levels, 20 levels, 30 levels. You get paid on all of them that 6th payment of 7%. This is called dynamic compression, and this company has dynamic compression built into the compensation plan. So the same thing goes at the gold level. If you have at the gold level no other golds in your organization, you'll get paid that 5th payment of 7% all the way down to infinity. Now, at the executive diamond level, there's a 2% bonus on your entire organization, and at the platinum level, there's a 2%, but it pays normally down to the 6th generation, and then the 2% is converted on generation 7 and generation 8. If you have questions about that, we'll go back to question and answer in just a minute. Now, this is a very interesting aspect. It's called the accelerated bonuses, and it is paid out when you arrive at a certain position faster than otherwise. The silvers are given 2 full months. So let's say that you sign up in August, you get the month of August, you get the month of September, you get the month of October to become a silver. And when you do, you get a $200 bonus. in your third month. When you stay silver a fourth month, you get paid another $200 bonus. So this is called the accelerated bonus. If you didn't become silver until 6 months down the road, you only get one of these bonuses. So the second bonus is paid because you accelerate to that level. Now the gold bonus is done with a 4-month plan. So if you within 4 months become a gold and you stay gold in your 5th month, you're going to get paid a $500 bonus. And if you stay gold in the 6th month, wow, you get another $500 bonus. Now you can do it in less. You still get the bonuses, but this is the maximum amount of time they allow for you to do it. The diamond level, they allow 8 months, and what they do is in your 9th month, you get paid that $2,500 bonus. In your 10th month, another $1,250, and in your 11th month, another $1,250, or a total of $5,000 bonus. Suppose you did this sooner, well, you might be able to get the silver, the gold, and the diamond bonus each month at the same time, which some people do. Now, they give you 12 months to make the executive diamond pool or bonus, and then they pay $5,000 a month up to 4 months. Wow, that's a $20,000 bonus. And get ready for this. The platinum bonus is $10,000 with bonuses that then go for the next 5 months up to $100,000. And they give you 24 months to get that level. Some the platinums have been able to get all of these bonuses, which adds up to $126,000. Now, this doesn't count all the money you make on your sales. These are just bonuses that you get for accelerating or getting to this level at a faster rate. Now, it gets better. When you sponsor somebody and you help them get accelerated to those bonuses, then you get a bonus. It's called the sponsor moving up and accelerated bonus. And in the case of a gold, it's $250. But if it's an accelerated gold, it's another $250. So you could make $500 on that gold that you sponsor. Someone that you sponsor that becomes a diamond, over a period of 3 months, after they do it within 8 months, you get another $3,000. And what about the executive diamond? Look at that, $2,500, and then they pay an additional $1,666 or $7,500. And get ready for this, an extra $35,000 if you sponsor someone who goes platinum within 2 years. Now, this is $46,000 that could be earned on one single individual that becomes a superstar. And guess who's a superstar? You never know.
Oh.
You just never know. It might be somebody that you least suspect, and all of a sudden, they take off like a shot. How many of you would like to have sponsored me? Well, I'm sure the person that sponsored me never expected me to grow to the size that I never expected to grow to the size I grew to, but I did. So that gives you. Let me stop the share now. That gives you some more input on it, and we're now starting to branch off into Spanish, and all these will be also recorded, so you can have access to them. So thank you for being on the call tonight. Bruce, thank you for helping us as the moderator. And as you release all the lines, we can say goodnight to everybody.